Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you that I just went to a Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat called the Advanced Follow Up. So, what that means is I've been to one of his week longs, and once you go to a week long, then you can go to this event called the Advanced Follow Up. The Advanced Follow Up is a really neat event in the sense it's approximately 3 days, 3 full days of meditation, teaching, and so forth. And we average starting out at 6 a.m. And then we would go to the last meditation was 10:30 at night. And so we did a lot of work in this program. And the cool thing is, I wanted to share with you is the importance of community. So when you're doing something, let's say you're trying to create change in your life and you're struggling and things aren't going well. Well, when you try to do this in a community environment and you can pull off the energy of other people, and if you think about when you're in a room where everyone is excited, it's easy to be excited, right? If everyone was very sad because of some event, well, more likely you'll feel sad, right? So when you're in the right environment, it's easy to make a difference, make a change, make whatever you want to happen. And so for me, the cool thing was, the takeaway was, I have been trying to manage my life, my job, my relationships, everything as my old self. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that, other than when you manage life or you manage your problems or manage anything as the old self, you are going to get the same results. So if you keep on doing the same thing, you're going to get the same outcome, right? So it took some work to overcome this old self of mine, right? Like I've perfected what that self looks like and what it feels like, and I'm used to it. Well, now to grow or take a step out of the normal and go into something that is unnormal or uncomfortable for me was difficult. And it was intense, but pretty amazing. I had been struggling with certain things in my life that weren't going well, right? Like I couldn't figure it out. And I would just, wake up every day, have this goal, this intention of, I'm going to figure out what's going on and I'm going to fix it. Then nothing happens. Next day, same thing. And next day, same thing. And never really figured out why things weren't working the way I want them to, right? I would put the intention and the attention on that goal that I wanted, but for whatever reasons, things just didn't work right. And what I got from this was I was just trying to do it as the same person, making the same choices, making the same decisions, and getting the same outcomes. So what do you expect? I had to make a change for myself, and I had to take a different approach, I had to let go every ideal, every thought, every emotion that I typically live by, experience by, and have allowed to run my life. I had to put those aside. And now here's the key thing. I didn't just put them aside. I showed gratitude to that person that I have been. And I was grateful that, hey, you got me this far and I appreciate it. But to make it that next step, I need to change. I need to do these things differently. So sometimes, people will be negative towards themselves, and they'll be like, oh, this I'm tired of the way I'm behaving or whatever, and they'll almost come at it with anger or frustration. And one thing I learned was it works better for me to go at it with gratitude and just be grateful for me, grateful for what I have given to myself so far. And when I did that, it made this separation a lot easier, and it made me taking that step a little bit clearer, because I'm not intermingling with what I would normally do. And the key thing with this was every time I could pick up on I'm doing the same thing as I used to do, then I take a step back and be like, all right, I don't need to do this again. So that was a powerful shift for me. Now, you might be thinking, well, what was the big deal? It wasn't a lot, but it was what needed to happen to get to that next level, to do that next step, to become that person you want to become. Most of the time, it's not that you have to work hard, do a lot of things. You just have to really get out of the way. And that was my big takeaway, was how much am I getting in the way of my own success? So I hope this helps. I hope you got a little bit out of this. If you have any questions, definitely reach out. All right, take care.